We're back.
We are back.
What a day. That was a crazy day.
Yeah.
So, for those following the saga, I ran for a mayor as a write-in a largely red area, we'll just say. But I ran on a blue ticket as a write-in.
You
Um,
did.
and actually I did pretty good considering. I mean, I
Hmm.
got 10 Republican write-ins and I had, 42 official write-ins, but I would have had an extra 26 and actually been qualifying for the Democratic primary to go on to the general election. However, as you so famously say,
However, comma.
however, 26 people spelled my last name wrong. And the lawyers that the current mayor sent in her
Well,
stead
well,
are
hold on, because you're kind of skipping around in the story.
uh,
You got a call about it.
I did.
There was a matter to be
There was
discussed.
a matter to be discussed. So I contacted the person and he said, they're certifying the vote. If you would like them to go with all these, because I had Susie Madron on the ballot. I had my actual name on the ballot, and then I had the Mazzaro on the ballot. Um, Now, according to the one guy who like did everything, like he did dot his T, he dotted his I's and crossed his T's because he did check to make sure there was nobody by that
It,
name
right.
in all of York County. And there's not, at least not on register as voting. Okay, cool.
And
Um,
so you went down there this morning.
I did. I drove to York, which for me, I mean, good job me because holy crap, anxiety attack. Um, like giant anxiety attack.
For
I
those who don't know, Susie only just started driving
Well, I mean, like just
recently.
started driving and then a pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty much at home like this entire time, except, when I go to work, it's back roads, so I don't really have to drive anywhere, except unpopulated back roads. So I took back roads all the way up to York and then got into York proper and was very happy to drive slow because there were people just like walking out in the street and stuff. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to drive slow because I don't want to hit anybody. Um, York is actually a pretty cute little town. Like
Hmm.
on Market Street, right around the courthouse, it's super cute, and then it's a little run down outside of that. But yeah, I did good. Good job me. And then I came back on Route 30 and Route 116. So I was
Hmm.
actually driving pseudo highway because it's not really highway. It's technically, I guess, a highway-ish. But
Right. It's not the interstate.
it's not the interstate, no. So
But you got there and you were talking with the Board of Elections,
I did, yes.
and they were gonna certify those
I
Mazzaro votes as yours, right?
I don't know if they were officially
Or they
going
were
to.
just this close.
I mean, they were considering it. They looked like they were really considering it. And then
Mhm.
the current mayor sent two lawyers, and they got up and they argued like state Supreme Court cases where people were disqualified because their name was wrong. But it was like,
Right?
pretty common names like Pridewell Jr. and Dayhoff. So it's Dayhoff versus Deyhoff. And so they were like disqualified. Um, which I was kind of like, well, Pridewell Jr. versus Pridewell, like, yeah, anybody can literally have that name in this area.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of on the judge's side with that one because it's like, okay, well, it could be literally anybody. Um, with Dayhoff, it's like, okay, Deyhoff, and there's a lot of Dayhoffs. So again, kind of could see where the judge was coming from with that one. Um,
But
in my instance, it's not like my last name's a common last name.
right, you're pretty much the only Susie lots of vowels in the area.
Yeah, and all the Z's, yeah. So when there's a last name that starts Mazz and then 26 write-in votes start, and both first names are Suzanne. So both of them start off Suzanne, totally spelled correctly, and then my last name is Mazz, and the other name is Mezz. I'm like, come on, come on. And there's nobody else in the entire county with that name. So, I mean, I could petition and have it go to case, but I mean, like literally the Supreme Court or the state Supreme Court cases that were being cited are from like the 50s, and I'm like, okay, but this area has changed a lot since the 50s. Like there were not a lot of people that had vowels in their name, like at least not ending in vowels and with Z's and all that
Right.
fun stuff. So I don't know. Am I disappointed? Absolutely. Am I absolutely crushed? No. I kind of expected this.
I'm kind of, who sends lawyers
It
to fight
was
about a
really
position
strange. It
that
was
you don't even get
really
paid
strange.
for?
Especially when she's already like the incumbent and she's already on the Republican ticket. Like hands down on the Republican ticket already. So
Yeah, so why is it so important to her to run uncontested? Is it because she thinks that if there's a contest, she'll lose? I mean, I probably
I
shouldn't
did have 10 Republican write-ins, which is unprecedented in this area.
I shouldn't say stuff like that because
I don't know.
you're
I
in
mean,
politics now.
I honestly don't know why, the whys and wherefores of everything that happened today. Did I expect something like this would happen? Yeah, I did. Um, and it's a matter of just cinching it up so there's no competition.
Will you try again in 4 years?
I don't know. I honestly I feel kind of like this is a relief because I tried, you know. Um I thought somebody else was going to run, found out too late that they weren't, so couldn't go through and do all the formal stuff of or signature gathering and paying fees and everything else. And honestly, I don't have the money to petition and get a lawyer and all this fun stuff. I do not have that money. I don't have somebody backing me the way that she does.
I mean,
So
I just had a thought. Stay with me. If somebody like just decided they were going to be your benefactor and paid the fees and paid the court costs, would you fight this?
it depends. I mean, it's an unpaid position. It's a volunteer position, first of all. So I am taking days off, from my
And the
schedule.
job that actually pays you.
Yes. And, granted it's just, 2 days that I've taken off. So it's not
But
big a deal. But
but considering how much your time is worth.
well, yeah, I mean, when you can bill out at like a lot an hour,
Mhm.
and then you're literally like, hey, I volunteer to do this because I am really qualified to get some stuff done, and I care. I care about everybody in
Right.
town, and I want to help because this current person is just not doing the trick. Um, but then to have it where it's like, okay, 26 people. I don't know where they got that spelling, but 42 people wrote me in. A couple of people wrote me in as Susie Madron. So those don't count either because that's not my name. Yeah,
They tried.
they did. And Republicans wrote me in as Susie Madron too. So I was like,
And,
okay.
and that's the thing. Like, there were people that said they'd be there and whatever, and they didn't. But there were people that were supporting you. They did try,
They did try, yes. So
But I don't
I
know.
do thank everybody who helped in all of this and who listened to me have, anxiety attacks because it's like, oh God, am I going to be good enough?
That never happened.
No, never happens.
Never
Like,
happened.
I'm sitting,
I thought we
here
agreed that it wasn't
I'm
going to be
writing
public.
books and going like, oh God, I'm not good enough. It's like, meanwhile, you know,
I thought we agreed we would never speak of that publicly. Your
I,
anxiety issues.
I think, you know what though? I think people do need to know because this was a BFD for me.
Yeah.
I got way out of my comfort zone. I dove right into the deep end to do this. Um, so yeah, I did not take it lightly. I pretended like I did. I joked around about it. I made, various jokes and, it was a little bit flippant probably. But, deep down, I was just like a ball of nerves and I was taking it very seriously. I was doing all the back end research, just like my writing. I look like I'm just doing it and it just comes naturally and it's easy. But in the back end, you've seen my process.
Like a duck.
Huh?
Like a duck. It's all smooth and serene on the surface, and then under the water, the paddling is going nuts.
Yes. So, I take it very seriously. Even though I joke about stuff, the more I joke about stuff, the more seriously I'm taking it usually,
Mhm.
because that's my coping mechanism. And it
It is.
it does not always come off well. But I do take it seriously. I do care. And but yeah, I'm okay. I'm actually
Good.
really okay. Um, you know, did it sting the ego a little bit? Sure it did. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, you know what? It doesn't sting my ego that much because I know that this
Yes.
would have
We
worked.
know.
We know that this would have worked
We know. You would
had
have done
there not
amazing.
been so many freaking crazy, weird loopholes in the political system.
Yeah, because that's a weird loophole, and I
Oh,
don't think it's fair.
well, it,
That's not a fair and free election at all.
it's really weird because in Pennsylvania, you can run on a Republican ticket as an actual Republican in a Republican ticket, but you can also have people write you in on the Democratic ticket. And if you have more write-in votes than the Democratic person who's running a write-in alongside you, then you get it. Even though you're already on the ballot, you're there. It's you. You are definitely going through to the general election on the Republican ticket. You can still get written in and beat out the Democrat, or vice versa.
I think that someone's afraid of competition.
That may be. I couldn't say what the motives are, or other than it's exploiting a loophole. It's playing ultimately to win, and I can't fault them for that. It's business, but I'm not taking it personally.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I think I'm madder about it than you are.
I think a lot of people are madder about it than I am. I'm looking at it as it's just business. It's business, pure and simple. It is nothing, unless I actually know them personally, and then it's personal. But if that's the case, then sucks to be them because I'm not affected by it. I'm okay. Um, it's like I've got plenty going on right now.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm not upset about it at all. I've got how much stuff coming down the pike in October.
So much stuff.
Oh my god.
So
So
exciting.
yeah, so let's switch over to the good news. So it kind of turned out that this was a good thing because all of a
We,
sudden, the second I start running for mayor and I start getting into politics, all of a sudden the floodgates started opening up like, "Hey, do you want to work on all this stuff?" And I'm like, "Crap, I really do, but I'm I'm going to be doing all my spare time mayoring or, politicianing, I guess." So this actually opens up all those other projects again. And I am really excited about those other projects.
right. Well, and the one other project, we have the big one. We have a huge project coming up in October together. And then some other things that are
And we've
on
got
the
the pop-up
way.
markets.
We got the pop-up markets that we do every month together.
Yes, and they're going to be going twice a month in September. So September and October it's going to be twice a month. I can't remember if August is also twice a month. Let me check. Hold on.
Wait, please.
Yes. Oh, please. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm like, electronics. No. But yeah, I'm almost positive. I definitely know it's I've got my phone on do not disturb and I just saw a message when I went to go look at my calendar and it was funny. Shout out to Tim Renner. You just made me laugh, dude. Thank you. um so yeah, so there's all this like really cool stuff going on. The pop-up markets are going on. So we've got this really big project coming up in October.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be huge.
madness. It's
Yeah,
gonna be so exciting.
yeah. It's gonna be crazy exciting.
And we both get to do what we do best.
Yes, indeed. And I love projects like that because they're so much fun.
Mhm.
Um, so I mean, it's just like all this stuff is just all coming together.
Mhm.
The world is opening back up again, so
Yes.
all of a sudden, I'm not going to be doing scares that care this year. Sadness, but I will hold them in my heart and wish them the best of luck.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I may end up doing some of the local stuff either way, because there's stuff that's been starting up in Gettysburg now and all that.
Mhm.
So if you're in the area, come on out. But if you're in the area and in Hanover, come see us at the pop-up. The next one is June 26th. And
And we will both be there.
yeah,
I have been working frantically to make some new jewelry to show. Got a lot of pendants. I've got some earrings. I've got fun things.
it's gonna be awesome.
Bob will be there.
Bob the Skull.
Bob Skull. Can we introduce everyone to Bob?
If you are not aware of the reference, Bob the Skull was a character in Jim Butcher's Dresden Files, and he was kind of awesome.
Yes.
One of my favorite characters in the book.
Yes. Bob has a sister.
She's beautiful, Esmeralda.
Yes.
Esmeralda Lucretia.
Esmeralda Lucretia. That doesn't stand for Bob.
No,
Doesn't.
it doesn't.
No. I thought we agreed on Bronwyn, Olivia.
I thought that was the other one.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought Esmeralda was the pretty one.
Yeah. I mean, they're all pretty.
Well, yeah.
And they'll be there. So
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
she's coming home with me. She's just there to
She's
say
there
hello.
for paperweight.
Yeah.
Because God knows we need paperweights there. Holy cow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's
Little one.
so everything's just kind of worked out perfectly, and I'm okay with that.
Well, good.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm just going to disappear out of public life or anything. I'm definitely still going to do the things that I planned on doing while
Right.
politicianing. So, not like campaigning, but, like maybe organizing cleanup and organizing, get-togethers and stuff like that.
Well,
So,
yeah, because just because you didn't get elected doesn't
yeah,
mean that the town doesn't still need those things.
exactly. Exactly. And I still love Hanover. So, I'm
Yeah,
still going to do it, even if they don't love me.
I think they do. I think they do.
I have a
Your
bunch
last
of
name's
people.
Mazzaro.
Apparently they love me just as much as Suzanne Mazzaro.
Yeah. You and your pseudonyms, man.
Well, that was the problem, because then I had to tell the committee, like, oh, and also Susie Madron, and they're like, and Susie Madron, and I was like, it's my author name, it's my pen name, and they started laughing, and I'm like, I'm not even kidding.
My nom de plume.
It is my nom de plume. I should have just run with Susie Madron and just gone with it and been like, yeah, that's me. It probably would have been easier, and I probably would have gotten written in, like, but the precedent that the lawyer was talking about was you can't write in nicknames. So even if everybody knows you, like around here, there's like some really weird nicknames. Like as an example, my husband's grandfather, his nickname is Lut.
Is what?
Lut. Lut. Yeah, so there's like this whole pack of them.
There's got to be a story to that one.
I can't figure out what it is. I've heard the story. I still don't understand. So I just accept it. So yeah, but so I couldn't write in like Lut Smith.
Right.
even though everybody would know that Lutz Smith is in fact Ty's grandfather.
Right.
Because it's his nickname and there's nobody on record officially. I get why they did it in this instance, since there's literally nobody on record with that other name. Um, yeah, I don't know. I understand. I don't like it, but I understand. And
Yeah.
I had somebody from the local newspaper up there contact me at my mayor page for comment, and I'm like,
Have you issued a statement yet?
I have not. I mean, ultimately, it's basically just going to be like, sure, I'm disappointed. Who wouldn't be? And I wish the mayor all the best of luck, and I hope she does a great job serving all the people of Hanover.
Okay.
Kudos.
Yeah. I mean, in all seriousness, it does come down to being supportive of the place that you live, and you don't want to let personal feelings get in the way of that. I understand.
Exactly. And could I be petty? Could I be spiteful? Absolutely. But
Well, I'll be mad about it for you from a distance. How's that?
apparently a lot of people are mad about it for me. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change, the entire motive for me running.
True.
It was always meant to be for the people, not
Yes.
for my own ego. So yeah, my ego stings, but it's not damaged beyond repair. It's barely scratched even.
And we have all these good things coming up, fun things, and you're gonna have time to do them now.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
gonna have to juggle 67 things and go crazy.
And I can still do all the stuff around town. I just don't have to, have meetings upon meetings or anything like that, and talk about strategy or
You
anything
can
like
do the
that.
fun part.
I can do the fun part, which was what I really hope to do anyway. You
Mhm.
know, the 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 little things that can really help to fix
Brighten up
town.
and make a town into a community.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's where I'm focusing is,
Mhm.
because I mean you've seen me. I can literally walk into a crowd of people and everybody's friends by the end of it. So that's my magic I'm
That
bringing.
is, yeah, that is one of your talents for sure.
And it's a good talent to have, especially when there's a lot of people who don't know how to start that conversation. It's like, well, fine, I'll be the goofball that starts that conversation. I don't care. I'm here for it. It's all good.
Yeah, that's how we became friends anyway. I'm an introvert and you just picked me.
I was like, who do
You're
you
like,
think the
you're
most?
gonna be my friend now.
You. And I see Candy and Billy.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I I'm okay with this. I think it's gonna work out just perfect. It's not it's not what I was hoping for, but it's what I needed.
Okay.
And honestly, like, who knows? Maybe I'll run again in 4 years. We'll see. I ain't even mad.
You'll be organized better in 4 years, if so.
Yeah. I mean,
Now
I've
that you know the,
now that I've been through the ringer, holy cow.
because it's difficult to run for public office. They do not make it easy.
No, it's super ridiculously not easy. And I'm actually
Mhm.
going to be writing an article about that for a magazine in California because that's one of the things they asked me to write about was, my political campaign. And I was just like, everybody should know where to go because honestly, I had no clue. I had no clue where to start. I had no clue where to go when I got started, and I literally just kept asking. I probably annoyed the crap out of people asking them questions, but it was not evident anywhere. And the state website was really hard to navigate, and it got to the point where I was like calling the board of elections, like, "Can you help me? Like, I'm trying to do this. I already know I'm at a disadvantage because I'm going to be a write-in candidate, and I've got so it was like double damned because I'm a write-in candidate and I've got a tough last name and I'm running on a Democratic ticket in a Republican area.
Well, see, and that's what kills me. You're very educated. You have a master's degree, for goodness sake.
Masters of Science. I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at. It's
It is not. It's a hell of a degree. Like, and if it's difficult for you, like back to my point, if it's hard for you,
with a Master's of Science in IT, well, instructional technology. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a tech degree.
imagine what it would be like for somebody like me trying to figure it out.
Oh my God, no, it
I
was
mean, I'm
really
not
rough.
stupid by any means, but
No, and it's and I've got some Google foo, and even with the Google foo, it was not happening, and I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, how are you supposed to figure this stuff out? And then, unless you're already in the know and you're already in
and
that
that's how the same
space,
people come into power over and over, the same families or whatever.
yeah,
They're the only ones they've rigged. I'll leave that alone. But the latter's easier for some people than others. Let's just put it that way.
yeah, it's
Hard
definitely
to
like,
win when the game's not set up to be in your favor.
oh, absolutely not. And I knew that going in. I absolutely knew that going in. I knew it was going to be a slog. I knew it was going to be tough. I knew that I'd probably be alone for a lot of it. Um, and I had people that came out and helped, and thank God for them
Yeah,
because,
you did.
if they hadn't been handing out flyers of how to spell my name, I don't think I'd have any write-ins. So, yeah,
Well, I'm proud of you. I think you did good.
considering overcoming the anxiety was the toughest part. I mean, that was
Well, it's easy to talk about wanting to change things and wanting things to be better. It's not easy to actually try and affect that change. So,
yeah,
good for you.
and I tried.
Yeah, you did.
I couldn't sit back anymore and just watch everything falling apart. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that our current mayor realizes that there's another half of the community, if nothing else, and I hope that she serves both halves or all of the community rather than just a certain subset.
Mm-hmm.
Here's hoping. But in the meantime,
You get to do
I
the fun stuff.
I'm gonna do the fun stuff. I'm gonna do all the stuff that I hope to do to begin with, and as just part of a campaign. So, but without the campaign pressure.
Yep. Yeah.
And now that my name's out there and I've actually got a page and stuff like that, I have a central location so that I can get
People
the
can
word
show
out.
up. We
Yeah,
can create events. Like
yeah,
we can,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So yeah, I mean it definitely served a purpose in the long run. It,
Mm. In the end, all that mattered was the friends we made along the way.
but they were already my friends, so
Yeah.
yeah, no, it actually it did come out much better than I anticipated. I
Yeah, you
thought
did
it was
great.
gonna be a complete failure. I was like, man, if I get 10 votes, I'm gonna be amazed.
Yeah, and you did great. You well exceeded that.
I did. I got 42 just for, my
Yeah.
actual name. And then potentially a Phantom 26 for Suzanne Mazzaro.
Phantom 26.
The Phantom 26. And I got to go Pokemoning in York. So
That's a win.
it was a win-win-win all around. I
Yep.
I got out of my comfort zone. I dove into the deep end. I overcame my anxiety. I did the thing. I
You
fought the
did the
fight.
thing. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, I mean it was terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely terrifying. I wasn't so much worried about the hearing, I was more worried about the drive. I
My
was so
girl.
scared. Because I've never driven in the city, so the closest I've ever driven in a city was up by where my sister lives. And that was I accidentally got on 76 for a minute and ended up like over by Chalfont, and I was like, "Oh my god! Oh the hell!" 20 lanes of highway for as far as the eye can see.
Ah, someone help me.
Yeah, and then my GPS is like, get in the left lane. I'm like, which left lane? There's 5 of them. And then it's like, wait, make a sharp right. I'm like, but you told me to get in the left. I'm like, make up your mind.
What
And Switch is in the back seat on his iPad going, are we almost there? Why is your GPS yelling at you? I'm like, you just shut up.
oh man.
It's like, look at your iPad.
Great.
Play the games.
Play the games. The
Oh
fame.
my gosh. Yeah, he's 9 going on 90 for sure.
Yeah.
He really is. He's so funny. And we made art this past weekend, so that was another good thing that I got to do, get out and
Yeah.
see people. He made a mosaic and he's gonna give it to Ty for Father's Day.
Aw.
Yeah, he's so proud of it. And he's like, this
You
is what
should
I'm
be.
talking about. He's like, this is what I'm talking about with art. And I'm like, you did good. It's like you did real good. I was like, it looked a little chaotic at first, but it came together.
He really gets things to be together though. Like he has a great eye for what will look good together.
Yeah. And especially the candy surprise picture that he did on the refrigerator, the one with the things coming out the nose.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? He goes, candy surprise. I'm like, where's the candy? I was like, candy like nom nom nom, or like my friend Candy. And he's like,
It was a
candy,
portrait.
nom 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 nom. He's hysterical.
He is hilarious.
He's, he's such a
That's a
goof.
funny kid.
He is. He's absolutely hilarious. And honestly, like, he kept me going when I was like ready to throw my hands in the air. He kept me going.
Hmm.
And I was just like, without this kid, I wouldn't have made it this far.
I know that feel.
Yep. So I'm gonna edit this down.
Yeah. All right.
Catch you guys later.
Bye. Thank you.